Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Business Growth Show, where we talk about all components of business and how to utilize them for exponential growth. My name is Athin Cassiotis. I am a serial entrepreneur, international speaker, results strategist, business coach, mentor, and consultant. After over 14 years of being in business and running multiple companies, I felt called to start this show. I see many people struggling to start or grow a business, which is why I want to help entrepreneurs achieve success in business quicker, more effectively, and sustainably. Today, I have an awesome guest. He was the right-hand man of Donald Trump before he was president for 47 years, has been in real estate for nearly 50 years as a real estate attorney, was a central figure in the NBC's The Apprentice TV show, has written several books, including Trump Strategies for Real Estate, Billionaire Lessons for the Small Investor, and Trump-Style Negotiation, and is JT Foxx's coach. Welcome, George Ross, and thank you for being on my show.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah.
But I want you to know it's Trump that was the president from this point. I was with him for 47 years, but not as president.
Yes, that's right. Before he was president, when all those amazing deals, and I remember hearing all about them when I met you, and it's amazing stories. And you say you're a very successful, entrepreneur and celebrity, George. So, for those people who don't know who you are, please introduce yourself by quickly telling us a bit more about you and your journey.
Well, yeah, it could be more of this. I was I'm a lawyer. I had a very successful law firm. We had 120 lawyers doing nothing but real estate. We represented some of the biggest clients, real estate clients, certainly in the New York area and the United States, and represented Donald Trump and major clients. And then I was a professor at NYU for more than 25 years. And that's all before I joined Donald Trump for 16 years as a coach or advisor, call it what you like. And which was very, very interesting, very rewarding. I got the stuff out on The Apprentice, which was really exciting as far as I was concerned. I never realized television had such an audience. You got 20 million people watching you. You're a celebrity, even if you did nothing. And I've done a lot of coaching, got involved with JT for a little over 10 years. That's a story by itself. And I've done a lot of coaching, a lot of speaking. And what I like to do, what I basically interested in, is I've got so much background, so much experience doing businesses. I had radio stations, I had companies of my own. And it'd be nice if I can share that 60 years of experience with people who are on their way up. Yeah. And that's what I do, basically. That's why I would be on your show.
Yeah, I love it, George. You're such a wealth of knowledge and experience and wisdom. And, you're 92 years young, and it's a testament, with your energy and your knowledge and everything you're giving nature, which is amazing. And, you mentioned, how you've done a lot of, coaching and everything like that. So, how important is coaching for everyone?
Well, that's a very good question. And unfortunately, I never had coaching as such. It wasn't available, or nobody knew about it. And it's unfortunate. I think I could have accomplished even more than I did if I did have coaching. Of course, did I make some mistakes? Yes. Could I have avoided them? Maybe. I don't know. But the need for coaching is important, because if you have the right coach, then you can learn things about yourself that you never really knew. Because a good coach should be totally independent and give you the benefit of his or her advice. And you can take it or not, but there's no financial interest in your success or your business, and just can tell you like it is. And coaches can spot things that you couldn't spot because you get too close to them. So the main advantage of a coach that I can see is to give to the person that wants to be coached the information as to where they are lacking, what they don't know, what they don't do right. And that's the key to learning and to be successful. If you can accept what you're very weak in doing and figure out how to improve it, that's the step in the right direction. If you want to just hear from somebody who says, "Oh, you're doing a great job, keep it up," that's fine. And that's the end of the session. That's not a coach. A coach should be able to see your strengths and your weaknesses, and show you how to fill it in and make you a better person, more successful in your entire life, which is business, pleasure, call it what you like, but make you more successful in what you do. And that's what a coach can do if you got the right coach.
Yeah, no, I really love that, and resonate with a lot of what you said. And I've been coached by JT Foxx, and what I love about JT, and obviously he's obviously got some of this from yourself, is that JT's like a no BS, straight down the line guy, and he says it how it is, true, honest coaching. And I remember the first time when I got coached, it was like being put into the hot seat, and
that's it.
Yeah, being grilled.
Oh, yeah, that's it, and that's how you learn.
Yeah,
and it's nice for people to learn. Say, gee, you're really doing a good job. That's good for your ego, but not for your business. And you don't learn anything. Understand, you learn more from failure than you ever learn from success. But people are generally afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. If you didn't try, you don't know. That's how you grow. You can learn by basically failing, getting up, doing it again, say, what did I do wrong? And you do better. And you can always learn from someone, especially a coach. If the coach knows more than you know on a particular subject, that's the source of your information. Look, get every bit of information you can from the coach and put it into your repertoire so that you can now be better and improve it. What I find, many of the students is the wrong word, but many of the pupils, we'll call them, that I coach, is yes, they listen, yes, they understand, and then tomorrow they'll do exactly what they did yesterday. They don't have the courage and the gumption to go and say, I'm going to change my life tomorrow and do what has to be done. They don't follow through. That's the one good thing, not one good thing. It is one of the many good things I found about JT and I've coached him for years. If I told him something, he may not like it, but the next day he would do what I said ought to be done. In other words, he could say, yeah, okay, I could do it. And if he did it, he did it, and changed his organization, he can change the business arrangements, whatever it is, but he acted. Most of the people that are coached, they listen, they like, oh yeah, that's right, I agree with that. And then tomorrow they're going to do what they did yesterday. Why pay for coaching? You learned absolutely nothing, except that you're too ignorant to learn from somebody who's got more experience than you are.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
It is, and they're really great points, and it sort of comes down to the mindset, right, of really being committed to what the coach is saying. And as you said, you may not necessarily agree with it, but make the decision of, in business, you got to do whatever it takes, really, to make it happen. And then in conjunction, what the coach, in my eyes, what coaching really gives us, it's two things. It's sort of like, there's obviously an accountability aspect, right? That it is important, because as humans, we need to be held accountable. Otherwise, we make it potentially have susceptible to make excuses. But at the same time, it's, a shortcut basically, right? To get us to where we are. Like you said, we learn from failures a lot, but at the same time, why do 100 failures when you can do 10 failures and learn from a coach, so you can get there in 1 year instead of 10 years or something like that as well?
That's very, very, very important. And what's equally important, if you hire a coach, make sure you're hiring a coach for the area that you're weak in. Don't get somebody who's got a big name. If you want to expand and you want to set up multiple businesses, don't speak to somebody who has got a big name but never set up multiple businesses. So if you want to learn how to win and how to negotiate, you better speak to somebody who knows how to negotiate. So it's picking the right coach and then listening to what the coach has to say.
Yeah, definitely. Really great points. And there's certain coaches which can do a lot, depending on if it's business coaches, things like that. But sometimes it's good to have multiple coaches as well. I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're weak in public speaking, get a coach that does public speaking. If you're weak in mathematics, get somebody who does mathematics. Whatever it is. The hard part, I think, for most people is to recognize what they don't know, where they are weak, and accept that for what it is. Not that it's a deficiency, it's just an area that has to be improved. So if you can understand and believe what it is that you don't know, then you can figure out, how do I improve that and fill in that gap? And there are plenty of people and coaches that are around that can do just that. But you got to pick the right one to fill the gap that you're missing.
Yeah, no, it's so important, like you said. And then, you know, I think the more coaching you get, you start to become more aware of what is there, and then what to ask. And then, but the coach at the same time, you know, should know the questions to ask and really be able to help you in that way as well. So, you know, you've coached JT Foxx for many years, and how has your coaching evolved over that time?
Well, the coaching, how it evolved the way JT had it evolve. I didn't start out coaching JT. I ended up coaching JT, which what he wanted, which was fine. And he would call me very often when he had a particular problem. And most of the times he knew the answer. And I said, JT, you know what has to be done. Go do it. He says, yeah, but I wanted to get your experience, your benefit of it. Yeah, but that's what a coach can do. You want to bounce an idea off a coach. That's good, as long as the coach has got more experience in the area you're trying to fill in. And the advantage with JT is very flexible. And he's also the toughest. When he got his mind set on something, you can't change it. But that's the nature of him. But he can understand it and accept it for what it is. So a good coach can help you fill in the gaps if you will let them, but you have to listen to them and you have to pry to see that they're giving you the service that you want in the area which you need. And they have to tell you when you're going down the wrong road, when you're making the mistakes, whatever it is that you're not, wherever your deficiency is.
Yeah.
So I used to, when I was weak, very weak in the business of real estate, very weak. Knew nothing about it. I was a good real estate lawyer. I knew everything about the law and the leases, but I had no experience in business. So when I recognized this and said, well, you better get it if you're going to be dealing in a lot of big deals, you better learn. So I used as examples all the people that I came up in contact with and say, well, they impressed me. How did they impress me? They said this, did it, whatever. And I put that, and you say, I'll use that. And then when I got fairly proficient at this, I still, if I had a lawyer that had much more experience, and I would more or less plead innocence and say, look, I'm a young lawyer trying to succeed. I got a wife and a family and a mortgage and so on. Can you please help me improve my style? They love that, because now you're the weak pleading for the strong. And even when I found out along the way that I knew more than the person I was asking, I still wanted to hear what they said and how they presented it. And very often they would give me anything because, oh, it's nice. Look, I got this young lawyer trying to improve himself, and he picks me as the savior. That's wonderful. Don't be embarrassed. Do it.
Yeah. I love that. Such a great advice there, George. And and that's the power of coaches with the knowledge they give, or sometimes it's just that confirmation that you need to just take the action basically and make things happen. So really amazing points. And we met at JT Foxx's Fort Myers, Florida house, where I thoroughly enjoyed.
Fun there, didn't we?
We had a lot of fun.
I missed those.
Yeah, you. I think it was about 3 hours. You talked about your stories, all the massive deals and things.
Well, but they all of them had a kernel of something that you could learn, and say, yeah, I may be able to use it later on in your life or in your business, and that was the advantage. There was things in there that you could adapt to, you could like, others that you ignored or you disliked, but we had the opportunity for a lot of discussions. Definitely. Which is important.
Definitely. And
that's one of the things to know is when you're using a coach, make sure the coach is proficient in the area that you want to be coached.
Definitely.
So if you're looking to go out and buy real estate, don't deal with a coach that's good but never bought real estate.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to have the personal results.
Yes, it has to have the track record.
That's right. Very
So
true.
that's important. Make sure you got the right coach for whatever it is that you want the coaching on. And then if you find a coach and he doesn't have what you want, get another coach that does.
That's right.
Don't fall in love with a coach because they're a nice person or whatever. You're comfortable. Don't be comfortable. The way you want to succeed in life is learn how to live, but don't be comfortable. Because when you're comfortable, you're not watching out. You're satisfied. Never be satisfied. I can do better. I can improve, whatever. That desire to improve is very important in the success that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, no, I really love that, George. And you're a wealth of knowledge, and I always aim to learn from people that are much further down the path. And I remember that day I was in the front row and I was writing notes the whole time for that 3 hours that you were talking about those stories, because like you said, there was a lot of gold in there. Even if it is in a story, I think storytelling is a way that we can portray a message better.
But the difference, what I was saying was not stories. These were things that happened. I didn't make it up. It just was interesting and say, yeah, this is what happened with this situation, or how I accomplished certain things, or how the personalities were different. So it was true to life stories as distinct from fiction. Nothing there was fiction.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, the biggest thing that I got out of that from my memory was opening my eyes up to different possibilities, right? Of how to be creative in deals and do other things like that. And that, I think that's what a coach really does, because we've sort of got tunnel vision, and you really open that up, my eyes a lot more that day. So, that was
what a coach should do.
Definitely. So, I thoroughly enjoyed, the amazing, stories and huge deals you completed while advising Donald Trump. And as I said, you're 92 years young and have more energy than those 50-year-olds that I know, George. It's amazing. I love it. And you still got your quick wittedness and everything.
I am a firm believer that if you keep your mind active, the body will follow the mind.
Yeah.
I mean, being in good health is important for sure. But I do think if you keep your mind active, you have a good chance of being healthy. It's just I find too many of my contemporaries, when they get older at that point, they think it's time to resign from the human race. And I think that's a shame, because they have so much they could give back if they chose to do it. But they don't do it. It's more convenient to not to do it.
Yeah. If you don't use it, you lose it, as they say. So
you got it.
Yeah, and you're a big testament to that, George. So I'll be keeping my mind active indefinitely.
Good.
And I trust you will as well. So so you are Mr. Loyalty, and you always aim to inspire and empower people, which is awesome. And I'm very grateful that we connected, and I look forward to working with you further as well in the future as well.
Great, that'd be grateful. I'd like it.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you very much for your time today, George. I'm sure many people have greatly benefited from your valuable wisdom.
Good, and I hope they benefit from your valuable wisdom, which you got part of from my valuable wisdom.
Exactly.
But it takes them. You have to do it. People have to get involved.
Definitely.
That's what it is. If they don't want to be involved, you don't want to improve yourself, don't hire a coach. It's a waste of money. But if you really want to go to be successful in whatever you would like to be successful in, get a coach that can help you out.
Yeah, I love that. Great final points there, George. So thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to this show where we talk about everything on business growth. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as Athin Cassiotis, or visit my website, athincassiotis.com. I completely agree with you, or do I? The only way you will know is if you tune in next time. So until next time, remember that our business grows when we learn skills and take action using them in spite of fear. Have a great day.